What is up? Another episode of Jiles McCoy Live, the spot for tech, hi-fi, and gaming. Today is episode 302. Yes, season 3 is here. And joining us this afternoon is Nate Matatall from PIVO. Now, am I saying that right? PIVO, or is it PIVO?
PIVO, you're saying it exactly right. And how do we
Right
get to
on.
be 301 versus 302? Who beat us? That's exciting.
That
That's a lot of
so
episodes.
Brett Bjorquist from Market Makers beat you. So I apologize. Season 4, you guys can be number 1.
Sounds good.
Awesome. So everybody, this is Nate. As I said, Nate, maybe you can take a moment and tell people who you are, and I'm sure they're kind of curious about this company too, because if they're not doing the thing that your product is made for, it's likely that they don't know about you and what you've got going on. So we'll cover all that stuff, but first, let's talk about who you are, why
Yeah.
people should care, and then we'll get into the company and the product.
Well, I appreciate you saying that they'll care. So it means a lot. My name's Nate Matatall, and I'm Vice President of Sales and Marketing for all of North America for PIVO, the brand you're seeing actually on my shirt right here. We're a hardware and software company, Jiles, and combined with your mobile device that you see here. And what it allows you to do is some really cool things because, in this world right now, what can your phone not do? Doesn't have legs, can't move with you, can't follow you, can't do facial tracking, can't do all these things when you're by yourself trying to get that perfect shot or record that perfect video. And so our strategy as a company, actually, let me back up. Our company is based out of Seoul, Korea in California. When we've been around for a little over 3.5 years, and most recently just received the CES 2023 Innovation Award for this product right here. This is our PIVO Max product.
Yeah, I was there, and I saw that, and I was all like, "Yeah, these are the guys."
Well, it's exciting because we're back-to-back winners. We didn't just win this past year; we won the prior year, and it's because we have innovative products and patents that nobody else has. And we're in a stage where even right now, this presentation, right, where people are creating content, videos, presentations, podcasts, for this example, and they need devices that are intuitive and enable them to do this. So it's got a lot of really cool technology that I'm very excited about. And we're in some pretty big retailers too. We're in Apple.com, we're in B&H, we're expanding into larger markets like Walmart and Costco and Sam's and more. And so our growth is continuous, and that's a great thing.
That's pretty amazing. So let's dig into the product a little bit more so people can
Okay.
really understand what's going on. So um, just say that you're they might call you an iPhone shooter or a Samsung shooter, right? That meaning people that use cell phones to record video, right? And you're like you said, your phone doesn't have feet, so you kind of can put it on a tripod or you can hold it, and it's there, right? But there are a lot of circumstances where you would want to have motion, and typically you'd have someone that was a camera operator, right? They'd be out there and they'd be moving around with you, right? But you know for myself as an example, when I travel, I don't necessarily have access to somebody to come with me to do that. So this is the bridge between having a phone that can have some ability to move and then a phone that's just stuck on the tripod, right?
Yeah, that's
So
exactly right. And as you said, it's a little device here, but you can put it right on your tripod. You get a remote that goes with it, and it allows your cell phone to swivel and follow you. But the great thing about it, Jiles, is there's so many use cases, and it's got a lot of unique patented technology, like facial tracking. You can take conference calls just like we are right now and record them. You can also, if you think of like the solo creators like the influencers of today. A lot of kids go and post content, and they get paid for it. Well, you can simulcast this live to social media sites while recording, and it's following you. I used to do QVC and in broadcast in North America, and I'd go on there, and I think of all the times where you're trying to get that perfect shot, and you don't have that digital assistant or somebody that's able to come and be your cameraman. Well, that's what this product does. It follows you as you go, and it makes it seamless. We had a lot of companies out there in even like music and video that are buying these because they don't want to pay for all these large machines to go record like movies and little takes. They can get a PIVO, put it on a tripod, and get that perfect shot. But one thing that I really like, and I'm going to talk about a couple audiences because you have your influencers, right?
absolutely.
You have kind of your creators, people that are traveling and on the go. But there's a lot of like business to business examples. So, I put this in my bag, and when I'm traveling, I could take my work conference calls and it'll follow me, but it follows me while I'm talking with my presentation next to me on the screen, which is pretty cool. So you're
That
in
is
the
cool.
shop talking, and it's not just a PowerPoint presentation. And it makes it relatable in this kind of post-COVID world. We have educators now. So not every kid is still back to school in this post-COVID era. And so they need devices and solutions that can allow the students to connect with the faculty in the school and do it easily. And my favorite feature is PIVO Tour. PIVO Tour is a feature where this will actually 3D render your entire room, and you get a rendering if you want to sell your property on like real estate, 3D of the entire property, very easy to do, and you post it online. So it's cutting edge and it's above others in the market. Nobody's like us.
That's I didn't know about the Pivo Tour
Mm-hmm.
functionality. That is new to me. I understood the basic concept and I've seen it in action, but I didn't know that okay, see that takes things to a completely different level, and that's pretty interesting, right? Because, absolutely, as you said, for folks in real estate, that's a big deal. But I could see even people uh in other types of industry, just say you want to advertise, right, your museum,
Mm-hmm.
right, and you want to have people have like a virtual step through, right?
Well, think
All
of
kinds of stuff.
restaurant owners, right? I always like, and
Yeah.
I live in Austin, Texas right now, and with my girlfriend, we go out to new, environment restaurants that have, and you're looking for the vibe and you want to see what it looks like, and just internally to make sure that's where you want to go with your night. And so you can get a 3D rendering of the entire environment, and it shows like what your restaurant or your bar or your nightlife is about for customers to see very easily. So, and I think of I'm 39, approaching my 40s, but college seemed like it was yesterday, right? And you get out of college and you move into your first home, and then you sell that, and then you move into your second, and you kind of move along with life. And if I had one of these, how many times that I could go render my property and post that online and sell it? It just puts your property that much above others when you market it.
Absolutely. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the technology that's
Mhm.
inside of this unit. We'll get back to use cases because there's a lot of stuff that's coming to mind, and I especially want to talk about the equestrian stuff that you call out very specifically on the webpage, which I think is pretty cool. But
Mhm.
how does the unit do its tracking, right? So is it Bluetoothing to the phone and there's an app on the phone and that's helping it understand? Does it have a camera built in, or is the mount just a motor? What specifically is happening?
Yeah. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to go and download the Pivo Pod app, and actually, I have it. I click on it here. The Pivo app that you're kind of seeing in the camera. But there's 7 different apps that we have. So there's Pivo Plus, which is kind of your main app, and that gets you kind of set up, and you connect the Bluetooth from your phone to the hardware device. And through that app experience, you're able to do all of these unique things. You can upgrade your content, your photos, your videos with Pivo Play. We have auto tracking and things that you can do for a live Instagram, TikTok, Zoom calls, Google Meet, and more. We have, make your own live streams with Pivo Live. So you can literally simulcast out to social media sites. And another app called Pivo Present, which is presenting. But it's all done through the Bluetooth, through your phone, and through the hardware. And you also get a remote as well. And the thing I like too is I think it's unique is that we do have a really good ecosystem. And so we have some in our products are quality. And I think that's one thing that I really attracts me to the Pivo brand is it's you're not paying thousands of dollars, but you're getting a top quality build product and our ecosystem solutions to go with it as well. So we have some specific bundles that are for like our active audience, people that like to work out, or our equestrian audience, for example, as well.
Right. I did notice bundles on the website that include not only the Pivo. Now, are there multiple versions of the actual mount itself? Or is there one standard, or have you stepped through iterations over time?
Yeah. So, well, let me help you here. So, Pivo Pod. This is the Pivo Pod, but we have four versions right now. We have Pivo Lite, which is colors, more your consumer
Okay.
entry level, a little bit slower connectivity. Doesn't have all the bells and whistles of this one. This is kind of your now standard level, which is the Pivo Pod. It's faster, better Bluetooth connectivity, smoother in rotation, and you can do a little bit more with the apps. And then we have Pivo Max, and I didn't set this up right now, but I can put my SLR camera on it, and the max means max payload. So I can put a full size tablet. It can hold the weight, and you're seeing right here, it also has a battery power adapter that you can get to go with it. So if you're, I look at it, it's kind of has models for every different type of range. And then our last model is PIVO X, and it means X dimensional. So these are going left and right, horizontal, following you. But, as we talk 3D and where the world's going, right, this goes now vertical, horizontal, and follows you. And so it makes the
Okay,
experience that much better.
yeah, that's super cool. Now, is there a option to use this with devices other than cell phones and tablets? Right?
Mhm.
Because sometimes I use cell phones, but sometimes I pull out the Canon or the Fuji or whatever, and I want to use something that's a bit of a higher quality on the photography side or the video side. Is it possible to use that? Maybe the Max
So
has
yeah,
tailored for it.
The PIVO Max, you can do that with your remote, but we are building capabilities where the big feature with us is the facial tracking. So the facial
Right.
tracking happens through your mobile device. We don't have an app that goes only through your SLR, but you can connect your camera on top, and you can do that as well. But if you only want your
Right.
SLR, you can use the remote here as well, and it makes it, I would say, it's very seamless because I'm into digital photography. I've been on over 2,000 QVC shows in my life across both US and Canada and other markets as well, like HSN and the shopping channel. And so I've always been into like digital photography and taking the best shot. And you think of when you don't have another camera person around, this is that perfect device. It bridges that, as you said. And I think of just you think of just staying connected with your family. You're holding up your FaceTime with your camera, and you're trying to show them everything around. Well, you got the PIVO, and you're able to walk around and really show them. And another example, which is pretty neat, is you think of getting that perfect panorama. There is no perfect panorama that is better than a rotating device that is stationary and the quality that you get.
Absolutely.
So
So when you take a 3D shot, right? So panorama, I think everyone understands that. It just takes it and stretches it out, and you can see the whole scene.
mhm.
But do you have an app or capabilities to build that true 3D kind of image so that you can then move around inside of that and look back, almost like a Google Earth kind of thing where you can turn around and see and that kind of thing, but in real time?
So the PIVO Tour app gives you the environment to do it, but we don't have it where you're within the 3D yet. But you're going to where we are going to be very soon. So you're thinking very much with where our strategy is. So which is great.
Yeah, no, that's outstanding. So I'm curious on the equestrian side, right? So
Yes.
for folks that are out there, what are they using this for? Obviously, they're on their horse and they're riding, right? And does the phone capture their face and it locks onto that, or in that mode, is it like, okay, I'm on the horse, or how does that work?
Yeah, so there's auto tracking, right, built in with the app and artificial intelligence that you can set it to like a feature, like my head, right? Or I can
Right.
stand up and set it to my body, or I can
Sure.
even track a full size horse, an animal, a dog, a cat, and it's
Right.
actually very
Okay.
unique. I put it. I did a little testing this past week on my cat. Other than my cat knocking it over, right, on purpose, that was the only
That's
problem we
funny.
had. But it followed it all the way through in the movement, and that's what the horse riders want when they're doing their training. They'll do like the circular training on their track, and it's fantastic to see because before I joined the company, I'm like, oh, horse riding, how big is this audience? It's a very big market for us, and they want to take their training. They can do their Bluetooth head earbuds, right? They can take the live call through the PIVO app, and then it will follow them, and they can talk to their instructor who's seeing their live experience and telling them what to do while they're on the horse. And it's absolutely bizarre until you see it, but you think of how much it costs to fly out a horse trainer to come and give you lessons or to come there. It's not a very how do you say it, a sport that doesn't cost a lot of money. It's very expensive. And so PIVO is really that price point brand that you can grab your phone out of your pocket, connect it to the tripod, and now you're following your horse around talking to your trainer. And it's very unique. But we have a lot of other markets too, which is people that like to do workout classes. And you
Mhm.
think of now the whole kind of Peloton movement kind of changed the way you're doing remote classes on the bike. Well, but what Peloton can't do is follow you, right? You can't take live calls through it.
Right.
You can't do some of those things. So you're somewhat limited. So if you're in a workout class, you could be in yoga or something like that and set face or body tracking to you and see your instructor on the other side and listen through your earbuds. So it's kind of that next level of personalization. And it's all done through the facial recognition and artificial intelligence that we built into the device.
That's awesome. I was actually talking to my wife about this product because,
Mhm.
as I looked at it more and more, I kept thinking of additional use cases just for us. And so
Yeah.
she does, a lot of social media pieces herself, but
Mhm.
she does cooking right in the kitchen. And for her, she's found it extremely challenging to film alone and be able to have the ability to move around, right? Because
Mhm.
she'll need to move to the oven, and then she'll need to move to the sink, and then she'll need to move to the island and cut, right? With this, you set it up, and especially if you could have some cool way to have it snap to your hands and use the 3D or the multi-axis version, how cool would that be, right? So you could have it swap to your hands and she's doing something and then have it swap back up and then she moves around. It's That's amazing.
Well, I think of my aunt, right? And her and my mom always chat on their cell phones in the kitchen. It's like their thing, and they set their cell phones down. And
Right.
I set each of them up with a PIVO pod. And I don't know if this is helping them in a way of now that's all they do. And you think of just the evolution of like the cell phone. It can't move, it can't walk, but they're able to take their live calls and stay connected while they're cooking in the kitchen, talking to each other, and it's kind of their pastime now. And it's very unique in just how many different audiences that this product touches. I'm the road warrior version, and you say, well, what's that mean? I'm somebody that I always have a suit and travel bag in my car, in my office, and and in my house, ready to go because I travel a lot. And so I need a product that I'm in my hotel room that I can set down. It can follow me while I'm having my conference calls, and it's portable, light, and easy, just on the go. And I think that's the unique thing about this is it's not that big of a device, and you throw it in your bag and it's there, and it's easy to set up. And that's what I think I like most about it.
Yeah, that's outstanding. So, for me personally, I think a great use case for this would be when I do trade show coverage.
Hmm.
I want to be able to be at a booth,
Yep.
right? But have enough latitude to move around and talk about different products without having to stop, reset the camera, start, stop, reset the camera, and just take everything in one take, right? Because, maybe I want to do 4 minutes. And if I could just do 4 minutes continuously with this following me as I talk about different things, and maybe I have a rep from their company and we're walking around talking about things in the booth, it would really simplify the process rather than stopping and starting, which might drag it out twice or three or four times the amount of time as we set up and reframe. And if you're alone, you have to figure everything and take a look, and it becomes a huge hassle. And this eliminates all of that.
You're exactly right. And our slogan actually for our company PIVO is create better. We believe everybody is a creator. They create content, right? And it's enabling them to create better moments and better content. And for many types of users, and it really, I would say, is it removes the barriers, right, that you couldn't do yesterday with your cell phone. And I look at yourself, like you're in broadcast, right? You do podcasts and different things. I have a really good friend that he teaches Michigan Broadcast, so association, right? And so he has a lot of students and kids that want to be future reporters and news anchors and different things, and maybe go on QVC or other. And they use this as a tool to train the kids. It's their portable camera device that they put on the tripods. They're learning, and they're learning not only the technology aspect of it, right? But they can go and be their own cameraman wherever they go, which is fantastic. So it's just, it excites me because it's relevant in today. And, I'm just looking, I'm sitting here and you're in my living room right now, right?
Mhm.
And I'm talking to you
Absolutely.
through a computer. But the one thing that I can't do is if I walk out of this screen right now, you've completely lost me in the shot. And that's what PIVO does is it stays with you and really just makes that best camera shot that you could take.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, let's talk a little bit about the future for the company and the brand.
Mhm.
Any secret tidbits that you can share of things that might be coming in the not too distant future?
Well,
Come on, I know there's got to be something.
oh yeah. Well, we have a very new product line launching. So this was our CES innovation. This is a product. This is coming out. I believe the date is March 20th. So it'll be
Oh,
on
almost here.
almost here, but Pivo.ai. is our site. So pivo.ai, you type that into your browser, and that's our homepage. But we have some very cool other innovative products that are coming. And to just give you a few words: slimmer, sleeker, and a little bit more pocket portable, if that makes sense. And you think of
Okay.
not having to, this is great and it's light and it's portable, but what if it potentially fits in your pocket with your phone? So there's some pretty cool, innovative products. And, we're a startup company, as I said, out of Korea and out of San Jose, California. And we have ambition to be the future of the cell phone and video experience of tomorrow.
That's awesome. And I guess before we close, the last question, and you alluded to this just a little bit before, but if someone decides, okay, this is the product for me,
Mhm.
how do they purchase this? What is the sales platform, right? What's the avenue that they take?
Well, we're on, like I said, we're in a lot of retailer stores. So apple.com, for example, we're in Amazon. So we do value our partners. So you can go to any of those retailers. If you go to pivo.ai, which is our online web address, you go there and we have comparisons of our products side by side. But, I think you got to think about first is what type of user are you, or do you see yourself being? And, if you're an entry level that you just want to connect to your friends or family, or you might do a little bit of social, you probably get our PIVO Lite product. It's light, portable, a little bit more affordable, just basic. But if you want to be that digital professional, right? You want the great product, great battery life, can hold your SLR camera or your tablet. You're somebody who's doing, podcasts like yourself. You're going to want to get that PIVO Max. And that's, I have it here before everybody, right? I love it. It's a fantastic product.
Right on.
And so we have a range, like I said, 4 base products and then an ecosystem. And so if you just want the basics, you might not get the tripod, but this comes with a tripod, a remote, extended battery life, a lot of cool bells and whistles, a carrying case, and more. So we really have, I'd say, solutions for all different types of users. But do your research. It's kind of what you believe and how you believe PIVO can fit into your life, and how important to capturing that best video or photo is.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on today and telling us about the product. I would love to hear if anybody out there has used this before, or if they plan to use it, what those use cases might be. Drop some comments down below. We'll have links to everything down below as well, so you can go do your own research. And when you're ready, you can make that purchase as well. Nate, again, thank you so much for joining us today.
Likewise, I really enjoyed it. Looking forward to being there. What, episode 400, right?
If you want to come sooner than that, we've got a whole year ahead of us. So as these new things come out, keep us updated. But otherwise, 401, that could be the one.
I'll be checking my email. Thank you, my friend. I really enjoyed it today.